I don't even know what is a problem. Women are face to face. Come here, sir. Oh, this one is new. I was trying to avoid this too tall, huh? To make me feel short. So women, they are face to face. Look at me. Come here. They're face to face like this. They want you, look at me. What are you saying? Because they can read the face. And know whether you are lying or not. But men don't like face to face. You see, he's already shy. Men, when you stare at each other like this, it's usually, you're, what is the word? Huh? You're sizing each other up. Huh? When you get too close like this, have you ever seen men who are about to fight?
Yes.
Yeah, this is what they do. Yeah? They're trying to be manner. But women, you need to look. When I'm talking to my daughters, they should tell me and say, Daddy, look at me. My son has never done that. And will never do that. But if I stare at him too much, he stares away or he walks away. That's me. Thank you. But for women, it's because they can read your face and they want to know what you're saying and they want to listen to you. So face-to-face conversation. Let's talk through this. I'm trying to process. What are you feeling? What are you saying you're doing? And the man, because partly of our brain configuration, we cannot think and feel at the same time in a quick way like women do. So in emotional arguments, men cannot coordinate the arguments. That, by the way, is scientifically proven. Many times they need to go into a cave a bit to process so they can know what to say. Is that true, sir? Yeah. But for the woman, is thinking, processing, and connecting the dots at the same time. You can't do that. So you're being asked several questions. Okay, you're saying last night you delayed at work. What about last week? And you forgot about last week. So you need to go and retrieve it somewhere to compare. But she's already connected everything and has an answer. So when a man tells you, let's take a pause, just allow them to take a pause. But men, don't run away forever. Many times men escape. Once they say, let's talk later, now they never want to talk. So the way we agreed with my wife, if we have conflicts and I'm not in a position to discuss it, I say time out. But usually I have to tell her, let's talk tomorrow night. I can't leave it open because it will never happen. I have to say, let's talk tomorrow night or let's talk on Saturday. I give a date. So it helps her to know it's coming. And it's not, an open-ended time, but it helps me to know I need to process this before Saturday, so that we have a consultation. Now, as I said, men tend to process in silence, while women tend to process emotionally and verbally. So sometimes that affects conflicts. All right. What are the causes of conflicts? Why do you think we have conflicts in relationships? Talk to me. Yes. Are you awesome?
Yes. I support on his behalf.
So,
maybe because we have different opinions and different ideas.
Okay.
So it brings about the conflict.
Yeah, so opinion conflict. Huh? Good job. Another? Yes, sir.
Finance issue.
The way you're saying it, yeah? You must be talking out of experience. Finance issues. Money is one of the number one conflict issues. The way you handle it, whoever does what with it, because we have different money personalities. Yeah. Like my wife, sometimes I don't know whether it's a man thing or it's just the personality. When I know we don't have much money, then there are some things I just don't buy. And I go home and realize she has bought this. To me, it's a luxury, to her it's a need. I'm thinking, why? We don't have enough money. Why do we need this? Have you ever had that again? SP. You have unlimited money, so you never have unlimited money. Yeah, so money is a big conflict issue. You don't agree and don't plan together and allocate resources together, then there's a lot of assumption. And that gray area causes conflict. What else causes conflict?
Personality differences.
There are those who, we're just different. There are those when they are shouting and raising their voices and talking, to them it's okay. That's what they did at home. Everybody had to raise their voice to be heard. To you, when someone raises their voice, you're threatened. And so you can't even talk. So personality and the flags and then the sanguines are too much loud, and then the melancholics, they think too much and process too much and put meaning to things where there was no meaning. So personality, yes, another.
The involvement of third parties.
Third parties, yeah, whether it's in-laws or whoever else. So third parties have gotten involved and conflicts arise. What else? Yes.
Different backgrounds.
Different backgrounds, yeah. Especially families of origin. Yeah. The first major conflict we had with my wife was about being around the table. In our home, we all came together and ate from the table. All of us, we were 10 children. In their home, because the father and mother like to talk a lot in the sitting room, the children would serve and go eat in their bedrooms. So now we get married, and she serves food and goes to her bedroom at some point. And I'm thinking, what? So to me, it's, how can you do that? To her, that's what I've always done. And so conflict, and so we had to talk through it and agree. This is what we do, we meet here, what do we agree? Because families of origin are in conflict here. Expectations and things like that. Any other?
No.
Insecurity. Yeah, that's a big one. Huh? I say something, but you, it's like what they say, yeah? If your wife, you've been married more than 5 years, and she asks you, how do I know? Yeah, you have to be at work. Violations of rights and privileges. Huh? If someone feels, it's my right. I can do that. Why are you taking offense about that? And you're fighting. Unmet expectations. Unmet expectations. I thought you would do this. And now you're not doing it. And you leave it because of what you expected that you did not get. Huh? Especially around food. Yeah, there's a lot of unmet expectations, unkept promises. Unkept promises. Another one is secrets, doing things that you're not talking about them. And men have a tendency to do that, especially with money. They go and buy a plot quietly, and then, it ends up that it wasn't genuine, and now you have to confess. And now you're in trouble. You're trying to surprise her with something, but it backfires on you instead of just talking openly together. So those hidden things can bring a lot of trouble. Words that have been said. Yeah, I was told by your sister, this is what you said about me. What did you mean? No, I heard your brother say this about me. Things like those. Anyway, that list could be forever. Now, before we read the Bible, when in conflict, do this. Number one, clarify the parties. Who are the parties in this conflict? Who are the parties? Is it me and my wife? Is it me and her mom? Is it me and my mother? Who are the parties? Because sometimes we pull in people who are not even part of the conflict. So clarify the parties in the conflict. Or sometimes you begin to bring conflict to your son, when ideally it's to your spouse. The issue is with your spouse, not with your son, but you let it out. You ever heard of those people who come and kick the dog because of what someone else did? Yeah? So you're transferring it to a third party. So clarify the parties who are in the conflict. Number two, clarify the issues. Have you ever fought or had arguments and later you can't even remember what the issue was? Just that you know you are annoyed because something happened. But a week later, you can't even remember what it was about. So clarify the issues. What are we really talking about? What is the issue? Is the issue the way I used the money? Or is the issue that I bought another shoe? You think I have more shoes? So is the issue the money or the shoe? Just clarify so that, because you can't resolve what is not clear. What is not clear. So clarify this. Get down to issue number 1, 2, and 3. Number 3, clarify the emotions. What are people feeling? What are people feeling? So talk about the emotions because they are important. They are important. When you talk with the men initially, because men don't know how to name their emotions a lot, usually use these 6 emotions, primary emotions. Sad, angry, scared, happy, excited, and tender. A lot of emotions can fit in somewhere there. So you ask each other, so are you sad? Sad is a sense of loss. I feel sad because this happened. So this will explain why, what is the problem? I feel sad because you did, because I feel like I lost an opportunity to talk with you or to go with you for holiday. So I'm sad. I'm angry, I'm frustrated because I feel like you're not listening. You're not hearing me. So I'm angry. That's what I am. That's what I'm feeling. And when you express your feeling, now it's easier for me to know where you're coming from. But a lot of men just say, I feel bad. And there's no emotion like that. So it has to be, I'm sad, or I'm angry, or I'm scared. I feel scared about tomorrow. About money, because really February has come and I don't have the money and I feel scared. And maybe that's why I'm not talking to you. So you're not the issue. The issue is February. It's clear to resolve a conflict. So the emotions are important. Sad, angry, scared, happy, excited, tender, all of that. The other one is understand the styles of resolving conflicts. There are different styles, and we'll talk about some of them. But we're just different animals when it comes to resolving conflicts. We approach it differently, and once we understand our styles, then you know what's going on. You're not guessing. Lastly, it's good to talk about the resolution of the problem, because if you're arguing about money and the shoes which were bought or the shirt which was bought, eventually you need to agree, what does resolution